I guess I'm just gonna say it outright. Not much to say here. Just ranting, being a little introspective, if that's the word. Probably should research that, look that up, give that a little Google search. But just getting some thoughts off my mind, and maybe somebody will hear it. If not, it's always a healthy form for me to put it out, for me to get it out. Excuse me. So I guess what I'm getting at today is you need to be self-aware, and I think a lot of people want to believe that they're self-aware, but in all actuality, I don't want to say it's quite the opposite, but I think a lot of people, in a way, they're self-aware, but they're not willing to do what it takes to change. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about this, a big, a big reason why I even made this channel was maybe hoping that even one, two, three people stumble across it, and they are invested in themselves in the same way that I think that a lot more men nowadays should be invested in themselves, and they're trying to improve in all ways, just physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, so on. And so when I go to this point, you need to be self-aware. It kind of ties into a lot of these factors, but I guess what I'll say first off is there's a lot of directions I could go. My mind's racing, and I don't know. People would just call it ADHD. I just think I wasn't able to work out today. Had some shit go on with my license and wasn't able to make it to the gym. Got a lot of extra energy. Some crazy shit just happened. So I guess my mind's just racing, and I don't really know exactly what I want to get at first. No script or anything, but I guess when I'm getting to this point of you need to be self-aware, let's just tie it in financially. Just go in the financial area first. So many people are saying, oh, I need to save money. Oh, I need to do this. I need to make more. I'm struggling with this. But then at the end of the day, they have all these vices that they're not willing to even work on overcoming, right? And I think that's an issue with so many people in the I guess just in space. I don't know exactly what space I'd call it, but there's a lot of young men like myself trying to improve, trying to become better, but they're not willing to give up these vices, to give up these bad habits, and they want to have one foot in the door and one foot out. For instance, I got buddies who are trying to, they're on the cut. I'm on the cut right now. Let's just say I've been on a bulk for the last 2 years. If you want to put it that way, I've been living like a fucking slob, a bum, after some events came up in my life, and I wanted to start playing the victim card and not take accountability and get into a rut and feel sorry for myself, right? So but let's say they want to hop on the cut, get into a caloric deficit, but at the same time they want to go out to the clubs on the weekends and link with some white bitches and eat burgers and drink and just be absolutely degenerate. And all that progress they made from the 4 or 5 days a week that they were able to work out, and after work, going to hit the gym and staying on the cut, all that progress they made, they're pretty much throwing out the window. And then they want to justify it as, oh, I'm just having a cheat day, right? But did you truly earn that? I know there are a lot of unemployed people, but truly a lot of us work, right? A lot of us have jobs we don't like, and that's an epidemic in its own right. But just what capitalism. But it doesn't mean that just because you work and you're not the happiest with your circumstances and, oh, you made it through another Monday to Friday, so now it's the weekend. You can throw everything away, and I think that's truly what separates those who will succeed and those who are so close, they're on the path but they're not willing to, is having that self-awareness. And that's what this ties down into, and that's what I'm going to call this video. Just, you need to be self-aware, because there's so many young men who want to have one foot in the door and one foot out. They want to save money, but they're constantly buying liquor, they're buying fast food, they're paying for subscriptions they don't even use. They're wasting extra money on things. And it's not like you have to live below your means 24/7, and you can't buy yourself, you know, a new shirt. I'm not saying take it to the point where you have to live and live for nothing almost, but truly the way that I view it, I believe it comes down to, sorry, I hear my door creaking. I hear some outside door creaking, got the window open. But truly it comes down to how bad do you want it? And I think that's a part of being self-aware. I mean, me personally, I guess I was just tired of being tired, and I just decided I really want it. And not only do I want to count every dollar that I'm spending and every dollar that I'm saving, count every calorie. Like I've just taken my obsession from these pointless things in life, and I've turned it into something positive. And I'm trying to replace those vices with good habits, because I believe we're all addicts in our own way. I mean, everybody is addicted to something. Everybody has something that keeps them going in life. And if you're able to take that energy and that fuel and turn it into something positive, the things that you can do, I mean, I don't even think you'd be able to believe it. There's a lot of things in life that I didn't think I was going to be able to do, and I put my mind to it. What do they say? Keep your nose on the grindstone, or something along those lines. And I just kept trying and trying and trying, no matter how many times I've taken a loss, how many times I got pushed back. And recently, in the last 2 years, I've taken the worst loss is the streak of my life. And you know, it pushed me to a really dark place. But that's the thing, is trying to be able to bounce back from that, being able to bounce back from that, keeping those good people in your life and trying to build those bonds, because you need people that are better than you. And that's what I'm struggling with right now personally, is trying to find people that are better than me, that can even help me on the path to righteousness and just becoming better in every way. I mean, look at me right now, you know. Don't got work tomorrow. Sitting up at 3 in the morning, just thinking about life. I'm just pondering, and I'm just talking to a camera. I guess it's good to think out loud, though. It's good to speak out loud and not have all these thoughts in my head. But truly what I'm trying to get across is it's really about being self-aware. And when I tie back into this self-awareness, it's how much do you want it? And looking at yourself and asking yourself, if this was another man, would you be friends with him? Would you be proud of him? What type of woman deserves this type of man, truly? I mean, a lot of these men, they're super content. They're dopamine addicted. They're addicted to these fast foods. Their libido's all out of whack due to pornography and everything else. And then on top of that, they're physically and mentally weak. They don't have discipline. And you think a high quality woman wants to be with you. You don't even have the discipline to not consume fast food, yet you think you should be a fucking millionaire. I don't know, make it make sense. I think all of these things tie together. Like I said, the physical, the mental, the spiritual, even the emotional, the financial, I believe they all tie together. And I think once you're set and you're in a better spot mentally, and you start to work on these things, and it can be overwhelming, but once you take these things slowly and surely, you know. Me personally, I first started off, at least again this year, working on my physical health, and then my mental health benefited from that, and just trying to improve and become better. But All of these things tie together so much. And I guess truly, like I said, I've said it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 10 times. You need to be self-aware. You need to look at yourself and ask yourself, are you proud of the man that you are? Or are you just being content? Are you just getting through to that next paycheck so you can, buy an ounce off the plug and get another bottle and order some more pizza and sit on the couch? Or what do you want to make of life? And there are a lot of people, I'd say, who just want to live a normal life, and they're very content, and that's fine. We need those people, we truly do. But I think if you want to become great, you want to become somebody that will be remembered, you want to become not even remembered, you just want to be far beyond average, and you want to become better, and you want to be a statistic. You want to be in the top 1%. And then I truly think that you need to be self-aware. If you're not self-aware, and if you're hiding in this victim mindset of, oh, why'd this happen to me? Why'd that happen to me? And, oh, I'm going to get started on it next week. All of these things, they're formed with small steps. They're formed, they don't happen overnight. But having that self-awareness and being able to make something of yourself, it's not a short process, but working towards it every day and trying to build that obsession to become something better. That'll get you where you need to go. I truly am the type of person that believes that if you put your all into it and you do not give up and you try every day, there's more than an 80% chance it's going to hit. And that's just me. I mean, let's be honest. If you're 5 foot making the NBA, yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, there's cases, but let's say even you're under an average height. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're going to be a midget and be able to make it into the NBA, but let's say you're an average guy. Nothing crazy about you, but you put this time and you put this effort and you have this obsession, this sleepless waking obsession, and it's on your mind. And you'll do whatever it takes to make it there. That you're going to get closer than a lot of men who are they're passionate, but they're still going out on the weekends. They're still cheating on their diet. They're not putting it all into training. You can outwork the next person. You can become better than 99% of your peers by saving the money, by cutting off the distractions, by cutting off the vices, which is not an easy thing to do. I know I'm not perfect. I still got some vices I'm working to deal with, and I'm working on every day. But saving money, cutting out vices, cutting out distractions, and really focusing and really asking yourself, where do you want to be, and making a plan. And that's, I think, why journaling is so important. And this is a different version of journaling for me. It's not scripted or anything. I'm not writing my thoughts down in a cohesive order or anything of the sort. I'm just rambling in a way, whatever you want to describe it as. But I truly think that if you are self-aware, you will become better. And that doesn't just mean self-aware and not doing anything about it. That truly means being self-aware and taking action, being hard on yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself, am I satisfied with what I see? Looking at your bank account and being, am I satisfied with what I see? Being able to, while you're playing that video game, ask yourself, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Whenever I open up Instagram, out of habit, start scrolling, I'm doing scrolling, seeing a few reels, I ask myself, what the fuck am I doing with myself? And it's that self-awareness. And then my brain is slowly but surely reprogramming itself to the point of where now a lot of times I might see a reel or two and I remember, okay, let me get back. Pull out a simple book, something super simple, even like Atomic Habits, great read. Pull out that and I start reading a few pages, or, I might just do a few push-ups or something along those lines, and asking yourself, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And you have to be hard on yourself. And I think that's what this self-awareness comes down to, because so many people are self-aware in their own way. I believe, you know, I'm not the main character. Nobody is. We all have very unique and personal lives, and everybody has their own story, you know. But what I can tell you for sure is that if you want to become better than 99% of people, or at least even 90, and live the life that you desire, you need to be hard on yourself. You need to be self-aware. You can't baby yourself. You know, there's 25-year-old men I know, co-workers, colleagues, etc., and you know, they make these excuses. They're not even making that much from their job, and instead of investing that money or looking for a side hustle or doing anything of the sort, they're going through the motions. And no, let me, you know, I gotta hit the dispensary, man. I gotta get a bottle after work. I gotta go take this fucking 6 out of 10 out to this restaurant so I can fucking Jester Max for some pussy. You know what I'm saying? Sorry for the fucking brain rot term, but yeah, it's truly sad. It truly is sad. So I guess that's all I really had to say. Just make another video on something else soon, but I guess you need to become self-aware, and I'll just leave it off at that. Exactly what I started it off with. You need to become self-aware. You need to not obviously become disciplined, and that all starts with that self-awareness. You need to look at yourself in the mirror, look at your bank account, and evaluate yourself in other ways than even that, and ask yourself, are you truly happy with the type of person that you are? And if you are, then, you know, I'm blessed, and you know, you're blessed, and I'm so glad to hear that. And you know, maybe you can drop some gems, because I know comparison is not the thief, or comparison is a thief of joy. So there's that balance too. But at the same time, if you're not, then you need to be hard on yourself. You need to start taking the initiative and taking those steps to try to become better in all these areas of life. And when you're in that rut, you need to talk to somebody, and you need to realize what's going on and try to make that plan to get back on track, because I've been in one of those, and it's super tough to get out of. But no matter what, let's stop saying that 2024, 2025, 2026 is my year, and then the first few fuck ups of the year you want to give up and throw it away, because life gets hard, because everybody's life is fucking hard. Trust me. What was it, like beginning of this year? I remember I ate ramen for 3 weeks straight, 4 times, 4 packs a day. I had like nothing else to eat. You know, I've struggled, and I guess I'll touch on that some other time. But yeah, I've been through it. I've been through the ups and downs. And at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is you need to be self-aware. You need to take that initiative. You need to truly stop relying on motivation and have that discipline, and you need to become obsessed, because if you don't want it as bad as the next, you will fall behind. And yeah, if anybody even watched this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and God bless you.